Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'arte contemporanea. Inserzioni. Guglielmo Castelli, Lidia Urachmane, Oscar Murillo. Video storytelling in IS and words as a sign of accessibility. As part of the museum's 40th anniversary celebrations, Castello di Rivoli presents Inserzioni, a new exhibition project featuring works conceived and created specifically for the spaces of the ancient castle. The artists involved in the first edition of the project are Guglielmo Castelli, Turin, Italy, 1987, Lidia Urachmane, Saida, Algeria, 1992, and Oscar Murillo, Valle del Cauca, Colombia, 1986. Each of these artists was invited to develop a project in a room engaging with the spaces, the architecture, the history of the museum, and with the other works currently on display. Inserzioni is a program of 6-month exhibitions. It draws inspiration from Castello di Rivoli's first exhibition, Ouverture, opening, inaugurated in 1984, when the first director, Rudi Fuchs, invited each artist to create a work for one of the castle's historic rooms. One of the distinctive features of Castello di Rivoli is being an unfinished castle. This characteristic transforms it into a container that artists can, in a sense, complete with their works, creating unique experiences and installations. The works are often enriched by a dialogue with the rooms in which they are displayed, and vice versa. The rooms can become even more spectacular thanks to contemporary artistic interventions. Castello di Rivoli is unique in the world and famous for this distinctive relationship between the container, the ancient castle, and the content, the works of art. Inserzioni opens to the public until February 2026. The project is supported by Radical Commissioning Group. We now present the artists involved in the exhibition. Guglielmo Castelli's works are characterized by surreal atmospheres, with references to the world of childhood and to the theatre as place of imagination. The characters in his paintings seem to want to escape the constraints of politeness and the forced demands of society, but they are also capable of daydreaming. Thus, they can reveal aspects of reality that adults struggle to see or refuse to see. At the museum, Castelli has worked on a new body of works to be included in the frescoed room dedicated to the continents. On the walls, the artist presents a series of paintings, including a large painting measuring over 3 meters in height. Some characters populating his paintings almost seem to escape from them, becoming the protagonists of a series of small sculptures made from paper cutouts, installed in the center of the room. The human figures in these works are arranged around small model tables designed by the artist to suggest a homely and theatrical atmosphere. In the adjacent room, long and narrow, several works on paper are exhibited, as well as Castelli's preparatory materials and sketchbooks. They are exhibited for the first time and include studies for the characters in his fictional world, apparent discards that become important for understanding the process of creating his paintings. Lydia Urachmane's new work, Per Voce, For Voice, was created in collaboration with her sister, Sara Urachmane, a composer and musician. It is a composition written for 3 visually impaired singers. The score, in Braille, is barely visible but tactile, and it is displayed along the walls of room 5 of the museum. To read the score, each singer walks along the wall, following the musical phrases with their fingers and interpreting them as they move. When translating a musical phrase into Braille, the 6-dot relief cell displays various data, one after another. The scores appear as a single line with the notes, information, and interpretative instructions communicated sequentially. By reducing the number of instructions, each singer can bring his/her own personal logic to each musical phrase. Singers must therefore memorize the distinct elements and then reassemble them, creating a heightened possibility for interpretation and evolution. The artist sees the work as a collaborative process. The singers, with their bodies, are involved as collaborators, as is the space of the hall, which helps to shape the score. The score interacts with the architecture. It is completely determined by the dimensions of the room, with windows or doors dictating the pauses and the length of the walls shaping the duration of the musical phrases. When the score is performed and the vibrations of the sound pass through the singers' bodies, this sound fills the space and reaches other bodies, transforming the entire hall of the castle into a particular musical instrument. Oscar Murillo has chosen the large Hall 18 as the setting for his immersive installation, A Sea of History. The work brings together 48 paintings from Murillo's Frequencies series, interwoven side by side to form a single 150 square meter painted surface, mounted horizontally 75 centimeters above the floor. With the Frequencies series, begun in 2013, Murillo has placed blank canvases on school desks around the world, capturing the marks, drawings, and scribbles left by students on these canvases. The artist sees the canvases as recording devices that make visible frequencies, the emotions and thoughts of young people globally. Together, they form a vast archive of evolving collective painting. Murillo has worked on these fragments by applying brushstrokes of oil paint in various shades of blue and iridescent pigment. The color evokes a blue horizon between sea and sky, thus creating a fluid space open to recreation. In the installation, the work can only be viewed partially from below by passing underneath it at close range and illuminating it with flashlights. This viewing mode prevents one from seeing the work as a whole, but it offers the opportunity for a different and surprising experience, discovering and illuminating various areas of the canvas. The artist invites the viewer to focus on the various details while maintaining a focused and concentrated attention, a particularly valuable skill in the age of social media. The installation will be acquired by the museum at the end of the exhibition. Photo captions in order of appearance. 1. View of Castello di Rivoli, photo by Andrea Guermani. 2. An archive image showing the Juvarra atrium in 1967. 3. Guglielmo Castelli. Photo Nicola Morittu. Courtesy L'Artista, the artist. Mendiswood DM Sao Paulo, Brussels, New York, Paris, and Silvia Cuvali, London, Piraeus. 4. Guglielmo Castelli. Toilet, bagno, 2025. Dettaglio, detail. Photo Nicola Morittu. Courtesy L'Artista, the artist. Mendiswood DM Sao Paulo, Brussels, New York, Paris, and Silvia Cuvali, London, Piraeus. Lidia Urahmane. Per voce, for voice, 2025. Veduta dell'allestimento. Installation view. Inserzioni. Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'Arte Contemporanea. Rivoli, Torino, 2025. Photo Sebastiano Pellion di Persano. Courtesy Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'Arte Contemporanea. Rivoli, Torino. 6. Lidia Urahmane. Per voce, for voice, 2025. Veduta dell'allestimento. Installation view. Inserzioni. Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'Arte Contemporanea. Rivoli, Torino, 2025. Photo Paola Zanini. Oscar Murillo. Frequencies, frequenze. Yuying School, Henan, China. Maggio, May 2016. November 2016. Photo Tim Bowditch. Courtesy L'Artista, the artist. Copyright Oscar Murillo. 8. Oscar Murillo. Disrupted frequencies, frequenze perturbate. Zambia, Stati Uniti, Cina, Islanda, Libano, India, Ghana, Colombia, Singapore. 2013-2025. Dettaglio, detail. Photo Tim Bowditch and Reinis Lismanis. Courtesy L'Artista, the artist. Copyright Oscar Murillo. 9. Oscar Murillo, A Sea of History, una visione della storia, 2025. Veduta dell'allestimento, Installation View, Inserzioni, Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'Arte Contemporanea, Rivoli, Torino, 2025. Photo Tim Bowditch. Courtesy L'Artista, the artist. Copyright Oscar Murillo. Finanziato dall'Unione Europea Next Generation EU. This video has been funded by the European Union Next Generation EU, Ministero della Cultura. This video has been produced thanks to the Ministry of Culture. Video produced by Education Department, Castello di Rivoli Museum of Contemporary Art and Institute for the Deaf in Turin, as part of the PNRR M1C3-3 Call for Proposals, Removal of Physical and Cognitive Barriers in Museums and Public Cultural Venues Not Belonging to the Ministry of Culture, 2023. Education Department, Castello di Rivoli Museum of Contemporary Art. Head, Paola Zanini. Accessibility and Communication, Brunella Manzardo. Secretary Coordination, Barbara Rocci. Aternaute Società Coop Abintra. Castello di Rivoli, Museo d'Arte Contemporanea. Institute for the Deaf in Turin, Department Academy, Nicola della Maggiora, International Science Translator, Laura Caporali. Linguistic Consultancy, Nicola della Maggiora, Istituto dei Sordi di Torino,